Welcome to Fantasy Quick Hits. This is Miles, the Highwayman Krugman, and the woman who lost her baubles to my trade, Grace, the lovely
Thank you.
diminutive.
Is that a fancy way of saying short?
Yes. So, what do you want to talk about? You came to me and say, Miles, I haven't been on the podcast for so long. You haven't put out any in a while. I'm like, I've been busy. You're like, I live with you. Have you really been that busy?
I didn't say that.
It was inferred. And you came to me with a question.
I said that you should do a podcast on waiver wires and how to use the waiver wire.
And I said, if you'd look at our back catalog, it's there. But this is... The problem with this generation of people is that they don't look things up. And look at the back. Actually, I don't remember if we did a backlog of waivers. But waivers are... They usually run... It's the players that are not on anybody's teams yet. So... And typically, like, our waivers run Wednesday morning, I think at 3 o'clock in the morning. And some you can make adjustments to those so that they can run during the day.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, the last person to pick in your draft gets first waiver priority. And if they don't try to make a pick, they maintain that first spot. And then it goes to the second, to third, fourth, on down the line.
Yep.
Until you get to somebody that wants to try and burn that priority. Like, I have a higher waiver priority in some of my leagues, so I'm not willing to burn it on just anybody. And then when you get Fab involved, if it's, say, you and I have a higher waiver priority, but you outbid me in Fab, say you bid $16 and I bid $15, you will get it because you outbid me.
Right.
But if we,
but that only matters
Fab,
if you have more than one person going after the same player.
Yep. And like the one league, we had 6 people going after the same player, so there were 6 bids on player.
Yes.
On Puka Nakua.
Well, in my league, you just have to be sneaky and put it in first.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter if you put it in first.
I'm just saying, you just.
So if you have the 8 priority and I have the 6 priority, if we're going after the same player, I will get it but then I go from 6 down to 10. Yeah, right. Just hypothetically speaking. So, and a lot of times, unless it's somebody I really want, I will wait until after waivers run, and I'm like Wednesday morning. I can get up every Friday. I get up every morning at 5:30. So I just hit the waivers and I pick my guys up then, unless I really, really want somebody.
Right.
Yep. So, is that the strategy you use?
No, I just if I have somebody who's out, or if I want to change up my defense, which I think this year I'm probably going to do more of that.
Yeah. Looking
at my defenses, because last year I didn't, and it didn't work so well for me.
Did it bite you in the butt?
A little bit. Yes. But I've been really trying this year because of the conversation we had about not getting too attached to players.
That's Cam. I love my players.
I know.
Cam's bitter and I was going to say deranged. He's not deranged.
He's not, no. But I've been having people go out and getting hurt and stuff. So I've been looking at the waivers, looking at who I have on my bench. And like, you know what? There's some pretty good players on the waivers right now. So I went in and I dropped a few of my players that I had drafted, and I picked up a few other people. Yeah. So I think that's definitely helped me with my team.
Yeah, waivers, you need to work the waivers.
Yes.
And I try not to really make any drastic changes for like the first 3 weeks, because you drafted those players in that spot for a reason. Mm-hmm. But you also need to be like light on your feet and be willing to
switch out.
Yeah. Like, I didn't put in enough money for Puka Nakua in our other league, and Cam got him. Spent $60 on him, which is a third of our budget basically. And then I think he spent $80 on Nick Chubb's backup.
Oh no.
Cam's got like $32.50 left in the league.
Well, if you don't spend it, but our league, we don't have that. We just have waiver priorities. So just wanted to talk a little bit about when to use waiver wire.
Yeah, and that's it. If there's some like I should have went harder after Puka than I did. But man, everything, all the signs are pointing toward the other receiver, Van Jefferson, and I think he's third out of that group because it goes Puka Nacua and Tutu Atwell.
Tutu.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta go with the weird names.
That's
my strategy.
So, on to your team. How is your league going so far?
So far, we're doing pretty good. We definitely have a pretty good split between top and bottom. Like, the top teams are scoring in the 180s, and like about mid-range, they're scoring in the 120s. So there's definitely a big gap there. So that's why I wanted to do kind of a podcast on working the waiver wires. So a lot of the players on those lower teams have been hurt. So just knowing when to let go of an injured player versus holding on to them for a little bit longer, it's really hard to know what to do with that.
Yeah. It's like we have 18-man rosters, and I've got two players that are on IR. So that means they're out for a minimum of 4 weeks.
Exactly.
And I'm like, do I want to drop these guys or not? I can't drop them. They're too good because somebody else will pick them up and they'll ride on their bench. And with our league settings, we just have deeper benches instead of IR spots.
Right.
But
yeah, I mean, but when you have a good player like Nick Chubb,
he's out for the season.
There's for the season.
There's no point keeping him.
But you're still kind of like, oh, maybe, but that's where you have to go with Cam's line, and you can't get too attached.
Did I ever tell you about my first job?
No.
I worked at the canned juice company.
Oh, really?
Yes, but they fired me because I couldn't concentrate.
Oh, dear.
She's easy to please. That's why she's here. So, how have you enjoyed the football season?
Yes.
Like the actual NFL?
I have.
As a Bronco fan.
She
swore during the game.
I did.
Grace doesn't swear, and she swore during the game. The kids were in the other room, and she's like, beep, 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 beep.
It was close at the end.
Yeah. They just make me hurt. Yes, I had high hopes for them. It was exciting.
They definitely look better than they did last year. I do have to say that. They definitely look better. And since we don't live like in the area where they broadcast the full game, I heard that the first quarter was actually really good. Yeah. They just kind of fell apart in the second half.
Yeah.
And they
came strong, running back strong.
Yeah. And they made some mistakes and not getting plays out quickly enough. Yeah. So they had to burn some timeouts. But overall, definitely better this year than last year. So I guess you have to take that. Yeah. But it just hurts when you lose by one.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Sad.
That is very sad. And I'm looking at jokes here. You have to carry the conversation.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
It's not so easy, is it?
No. Well, I was trying to think of I've got one for you. What did one eye say to the other eye?
I don't know.
Between you and me, something smells. That's pretty good, though.
That is really good. Whenever I try to eat healthy, a chocolate bar looks at me and snickers.
Ah.
You don't get it.
I do get that one.
Oh, what does garlic do when it gets hot? Takes its cloves off.
Oh, no. That's awful.
This one's good enough for school. What's a robot's favorite snack?
What?
Computer chips.
Oh, my goodness. That, our child the other day on the way to school asked, Mommy, are cars robots?
Oh.
So,
Kind
like, yeah. So that led to a discussion about cars and robots and what makes a robot and what makes a car a car.
Yeah.
So there's a thought trail for you to go down sometime.
I remember having a way too in-depth conversation about the difference between a robot, a cyborg, and an android. And it's, folks, I'm a nerd. When it comes, I may not look like it, look all studly and beef-like, but my brain is that of a nerd.
Oh, goodness.
If anybody wonders what I look like, I just put out a new YouTube reel, and it's me taking batting practice. I learned how to play softball in my 40s. Oh, it was... I had a friend of mine who used to say it's like watching a pregnant cheerleader. That's what I felt. I fell down on home plate when I was batting one time. And I'm like, I either have to quit or get better. So I decided to get better. And was it?
Yeah.
On one, and I did get better. I went from like barely making it out of the infield to where I could hit the fence. But on one at bat, I blew both my quads.
And they're hobbling.
Oh god, I did make it to first base. But oh my god, I was on fire. Oh god, I walked up to my coach or my coworker, because this is a company softball team.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Hey, we'll have you play catcher because you got bad knees." And I'm like, "How did you know?" I'm like, "You've got knee braces on both knees." I'm like, you are more astute than you look, my friend.
Yes, this is quite obvious.
Oh goodness.
Oh.
Is there any other things you want to talk about that?
No, not about softball. I'm good.
Is there anything you're excited for this weekend? Football. With the actual.
Just actually watching the football games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was kind of hoping.
One of my favorite things to do this time of year.
Yeah.
Yelling at the TV. while folding laundry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've got plenty of it to fold this week.
Oh, I know. We got a lot of laundry.
Alrighty. Let's close it out this. What do you call a hot dog on wheels? Fast food.
Oh, that's awful.
And that has been Grace the Great.
Yes.
That seems self-indulgent.
That does.
Yes.
But that's not any worse than Miles the Highwayman.
The Highwayman's cool.
No, it's not.
And this has been Miles. To get up.
You could say that I am the queen. Teacher.
Grace the Queen?
Grace the Queen.
You know, that's usually just a gay man in drag, or man in drag is a queen.
Hey, one year my students called me that.
Really?
Because I told them the class was bussin'. And they're like, yes, queen.
Oh, it was like that?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I was like,
you are cooler than I thought.
I am quite cool.
To fourth graders?
Yes.
That's all right. My kids told me today I was funny. And I'm like, yes, I am. You just keep thinking that.
At times.
Oh, did I tell you, they saw a picture of my sister's wedding and my dad and my sister were dancing. A picture, and they're like, Dad, what? Who's this you're dancing with? I'm like, that's not me. It's my dad.
Yeah, you do look a little bit alike.
I told that to Mom, and she's like, you don't look like your father.
Oh, yes, you do. You just changed the skin tone out.
Yeah. Plus, I'm like 4 inches taller than he was.
Well, you know.
Anywho, this has been Fantasy Quick Hits with Miles, the Highwayman Krogman. It's alliteration. Grace the Grape.
Not a grape.
Grace, no, I don't want to play the great. I want it to go to your head. I need to keep the power in this relationship. And thank you very much to my lovely wife. This has been Fantasy Quick Hits. Well, that's like the third time I've closed out.